What's up, Fiends? What's up, Sworn Nation? Jimmy Coffin here for Coffin Comics. We have the one and only Artassassin here that's going to be joining us. Thank everyone for helping us out at Coffin Comics on the La Morta Primeval Kickstarter. We appreciate everybody who participated because we can't do this without you. And thanks for everyone going to coffincomicsshop.com and purchasing your latest Lady Death. And speaking of latest Lady Death, Coffinverse, La Morta, Hell Witch, everything, the one and only David Harrigan. Here he is. Wow! You are a madman, aren't you?
Well, hello, everybody. I live. I exist.
You exist.
Here I am.
I haven't talked to you. We haven't done this in quite a few months. It's been several months before we did a catching up.
It's been a while, yeah.
And I believe it was like late last year because we're showing off some of your like Christmas
Yeah,
covers.
that's right. Yeah, I think it was wasn't it some of the Nightmare Before Christmas covers, I think, was in that. So that had to have been September-ish, I'm thinking.
So, folks, this is interactive, so make sure to post your comments and questions for David in the comments down below. We'd love to hear from you. And so here, let's just jump into it. So speaking of covers that we did, let's just go into fire round right here. Let's talk about this cover right here. This is one of the first ones that Brady Sparkles nicknamed Boob Cannon.
That's right, yeah.
And this is one of your signature style. I haven't seen the Boob Cannon come out lately, but what can you tell us about this one right here?
So this, Brian wanted me to do a tribute to Stephen Hughes. There was a Stephen Hughes cover that was very similar to this one. Backwards.
There it is.
There we go. And I think it was a Valentine's Day cover or image that he did. And so, yes, I was really just trying to make it true to Hughes, hair everywhere. And then just, do my thing with the outfit. And then I think there were like 2 or 3 different, I think Sanju colored this one, I think. Or was it, I didn't color this one. This was like,
really?
I think it might have been Sanju that colored this one.
Yeah, let's go with that. Uh-oh. We've got a little dead zone here.
Okay, there we are.
Here we go. Yeah. All right, folks, don't forget to add your comments down below. Yeah, I love this one. This one always stood out to me when I first saw it. I was like, whoa.
I think that's like the most hair I've ever drawn on her.
Yeah. That's what really stands out to me, the hair.
Yeah.
That's got to be it.
Yeah, it was hair down to there.
Okay, I always want to ask you about this one. This was super popular. Speaking of Hell Witch, this one, what was it called, like the tape?
Black tape series, yeah.
Yeah, holy cow, this one, everyone loves this one. What's the story behind this black tape?
Yeah, so Brian, at first we did a Lady Death black tape series, which was really popular. And there was something just really cool about, the figure, the stark black tape and the white background, especially with Lady Death, because, she's white skinned, black tape, and the black and the white background. And then he wanted to do a companion piece with Hell Witch. And so I was like, okay, with Hell Witch, we can always push the boundaries just a little bit more. And so I did the black tape, but I knew I had to do something with the Hell Witch symbol. So of course, it's blocked off down at the bottom there. So that's what's covering the naughty bit. But I think actually on the first version I did of this, the little crotch tape area was a lot smaller, a lot thinner. And then he was like, no, you got to beef it up a little. So I always try and push the boundaries a little bit with him. And sometimes he lets the leash go just a little bit, and then most of the time he's like, no, you got to pull it back a little bit.
Speaking of Hellwitch, since we have the Artassassin cam ready, I don't want to take it away from people. I think we'd love to see you do some art while we're talking. I think
Sure. Yeah, so I think, I thought I would just do just draw while we're talking. I was just going to do like a super curvy kind of Hellwitch, and then we can just talk away and do stuff and have fun. And
let's see if we got any comments here from folks while you're starting to do that here. Let's see. Oh, what's this one from the Nocturnal? That spicy one better come with the other viewpoint in the upcoming Risque collection from the next Hellwish. Oh, so I guess we're talking about the
the black tape.
Yeah. Are you gonna do any more of those commissioned or any more like ideas for that?
The black tape series?
Yeah.
I don't have. There's nothing in the pipeline yet for that. There is a very. I don't know when it's going to come out, but there's a very interesting Lady Death set that will come out hopefully sometime this year. I know that the schedule for images is pretty is scheduled so far out, so I'm not sure when it's going to see publication, but it was an idea that Brian had that when he mentioned it to me, I was like, oh, that's interesting. So one thing I like to draw like fluids and liquids and things like that. And this sounds so bad, but there's just something really like there was that paint splash Lady Death series I did where her outfit was made of paint. I really like that. But anyway, there's a series I just finished up before going on vacation that has Lady Death and I'm not going to say what it is because I want to spoil it. But a very unique outfit that I had a lot of fun. And I as I was working on it, I wasn't sure how it was going to come out, and then because it's still kind of simple, but at the end, I really liked the way it came out. And it's kind of like the Black Tape series where it's the figure and that's it, and it just exists. But I really like the way it came out.
Yeah, you were known for your unique outfits. You got some of the most unique outfits and situations that you put the characters in. So it's just so.
Well, that's part of the. I mean, it's part of the fun. It's also part of the frustration. Is, I love designing like outfits and clothes and characters. I mean, that's one of my favorite things about drawing is coming up with a new idea. But that's where the frustration comes in, is trying to come up with a new idea, especially like if you've drawn, a character wearing, different clothes for, I think over 200 or something images. And
I couldn't believe, Brian brought that up, that we celebrated your 100th cover, but it just slipped past us that you did 200 covers already. It's just amazing.
Well, it slipped past me too, because I wasn't keeping track. And then Sebastian had messaged me. He's like, dude, you're like really close to like 200 now. And I was like, what? So I did the math, and I was like, well, can I cuss on here?
Yeah, go for it, man.
I was like, well, shit, I already passed it. I passed the 200 just in stuff that I've turned in. And so it was just kind of one of those things where I was like, not much you can do about it now.
Yeah, we definitely need to celebrate that. That's an accomplishment that needs to be celebrated. So I'm sure. Well, Brian's cooking something up for the future.
We'll have
I also wanted to ask you about this one right here. I love the tattoo ones you did. They're so unique. Like, how did you come up with like the little Ratso flash on there? And like that stuff was so fun. Just looking at the little things you added.
So I think the original seed for this idea was actually during the height of the pandemic, and I was, you're stuck inside and marathoning TV shows, and I was marathoning Ink Master, so I got like really like heavily invested in tattoo styles and everything. And so this was an idea that I had pitched to Brian about doing like a kind of an old school, I think they're called like American traditional Sailor Jerry kind of pinup tattoos.
Yes.
And I wanted to do just like a flash sheet of like if something you would, my idea was like I wanted somebody to buy this and then take it into like a tattoo shop and say, I want this tattooed on me. And then so I started thinking of okay, what other like little cool kind of tiny quick tattoos could I come up with? And I really wanted to make it something personal and special for the Coffin people, the fiends. So, like Brandy and her, I licked this, like she's licking everything. So I tried to throw that in there, Fiend Nation. Ratso, for whatever reason, I love Ratso. And so I just wanted to throw him on there. F-13, it's a secretive thing for those who know.
Secret, yeah.
The mask for Hooligan. Yeah, I mean, just like little things that I thought would be kind of cool if people just wanted to like, take them somewhere and get tatted up.
And I really hope that happens. Like, yes, I thought the same thing. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, oh, someone's gonna get.
And if somebody does, please tag me or send it to me, because every once in a while I'll get somebody who does who will get a tattoo done. Sarah Huppler, she had a big one of my covers tattooed on her leg, and it's just huge, and it's just like totally blew me away when she showed me that she was doing it, and I was like, holy crap. So that's like one of the, I've probably talked about this on here before, one of the two biggest honors an artist can have is somebody cosplaying as your character and somebody getting your artwork tattooed on their body.
Yes. Yes. So, hey, we got a question here, or is a comment? Where'd it go? We need an art book devoted to all of David's work with Coffin. We do. It's called The Masters. And let me see if I can pull up that. Yes, the David Harrigan's Masters Premiere Edition, 32 pages with all your artwork in there. Let me pull up the cover on. Actually, we should get downloaded. And that was a giveaway for one of the. Believe it or not, it was a giveaway.
Yeah, that was a.
It was crazy. It was like the value Brian adds to these Kickstarters is insane. So like that pinup book now is on the store. Let's see if I can grab it right here. And this, I think this is also that was original art just for this cover. I don't think it was ever used anywhere else.
Yep. And there was another version of that I did. So I love doing like multiple versions of covers. And I think I've talked about this, I think when we showed off the Hell Witch Halloween ones I did.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm working on something and as I'm working on it, I get an idea for something else. And so I'll just go off on a tangent. So I did another version of this one, which has like a real 80s, like lens flare kind of look to it. And which I really dug. She has like a white outfit that's kind of a holochrome kind of look to it.
Oh, wow.
Pardon my camera there.
Yeah, it looks like it's coming together here. Dang.
So I'm going to try and do something a little different with this one. So I recently finished up a couple of covers. I don't know when they'll come out, but I'm really jazzed about them because I feel like the truest representation of my artwork for Lady Death.
Uh-huh.
And Brian just really let me just go completely wild with them. And I absolutely just love how they came out. And I'll be curious. I'm just going to be really curious to see what people think of them, because it's going to be a little different than anything I've done. It's if I had to describe it. Oh, hey, hi.
Those covers that you did, we named the set Luminous, and those images will come out at the official Coffin Comics 15th anniversary celebration at Tucson Comic-Con. So stay tuned, everybody.
Wow, how is that for a transition? Okay, that was not planned at all, people. I swear to you. So cool. Okay, so now we know.
Yeah, and you're going to be there as well, folks. Just so you know, David Harrigan will be at Tucson Comic-Con Labor Day weekend in Tucson. Brian and Francisca are co-owners of the Tucson Comic-Con, so make sure to come out. It's America's friendliest convention. You're going to love it. We have a lot of Coffin stars that are going to be there. And Brian Pulido is going to be there as well, not only running the convention, but also on the convention floor with our booth. It's going to be an amazing time, so make sure to check that out. TucsonComicCon.com. Actually, it's Tucson
TucsonComic-Con.com.
Tucson Comic. Yeah. But if you
Wow.
just Google it, you'll find it.
Wow, we got like a guest appearance by the Mean Fiend himself. That's cool.
Hey, we got Haley Anderson saying we need more David Harrigan art books. I agree.
Oh, thank you, Haley. I appreciate that. What are you
Sean
doing so
Hardy
late?
saying, I'd love to get some new tats of Coffin Comic characters. Do it.
Do it.
We need all the tats, every tat.
Let's see what else we got here. Robert Zabarski's online. Hey, Robert, he's saying his friend was one of the runner-up on Ink Master. Of course he was. Robert knows everybody. He seems to have so many stories. He's like knows everybody, been everywhere. That's why we love Robert.
That's cool. Yeah, I got so sucked into that show when
I hope they bring it back.
And let's see what else we got here.
my latest tattoos.
There you are again.
I want to get more.
So Robert is saying, yeah, David is right. Sanju did color that cover, at least the emerald green one. So he probably did the other one as well. Oh, here's one from Robert. What's your take on Tamora from the new Lamorta series? Have you seen the new character, Tamora?
I don't think I have. Is that the new? Like I'm behind the times a little bit. Is that the?
I know we kept you locked up in the dungeon. So we just finished the Kickstarter, Lamorta Prime Evil, and one of the new characters is Tamora. And,
is that the African American one?
No, this is the.
South America.
South America.
South American.
South American White Reaper.
The White Reaper. She has some of Lady Death's DNA.
Oh,
one of the new characters. Yes.
Nice.
So you'll be seeing. So it sounds like you're not familiar with her yet, but you will be soon enough. So it's going to be exciting. What can you tell us about this pin right here? One that. Where are you?
So where's my face? That one, yeah, that was another like weird like idea that I had that just kind of like crawled into my brain. I was like, I just got to draw this image, and I like without any idea of what it would be used for. Just like, okay, I just have to get it out of my brain and on paper. And they ended up using it for Swarmfest, and they made these cool pins out of it. And you know, because the idea behind it was like I just really wanted like this cool like death metal-y kind of T-shirt, as if like Lady Death was like a band or something, you know.
Yeah.
You know, what would a T-shirt look like? And so I ran with that, and Brian thought it was cool, and yeah, they made these sweet little pins off of them, and I love this image, and I get a big kick out of it every time I see people like wearing one of those. I think walking around Sworn Fest and seeing people, I think I was like snapping pictures of people's like lapels,
Yeah.
you know, that when they were wearing them. I was like, I know I'm being weird, but I think this is cool.
The coolest thing about this as well is it's glow in the dark. Damn, I think glow in the dark is awesome. I'll tell you what.
I totally, you know what? I did not know it was glow in the dark until you showed that image. So that's even cooler.
Yeah, make sure. Yeah, if you're watching this, you don't have one of those pins. Why not? Go get it now. It's on coffincomicsshop.com. Go pick yourself up one of the official enamel pins from David Harrigan. Glows in the dark.
I got one on my my guitar strap.
Oh, this is coming together nicely, sir.
Yeah, I just got, of course, since we're like live, I got to be careful of what I can show and what I can't show. So I gotta make sure she's fully covered, so the Facebook police don't get mad.
Let's see if we got any more comments out here. Oh yeah, David Keith Kiss saying great artwork. Of course.
Thank you.
It is the one and only Artassassin, David Harrigan. Is there anything? So when you're drawing Hell Witch, do you have like a different? Anything different goes through your mind than when you're doing the different characters, or is it just always like? Do the characters speak to you differently that give you different ideas of where the pencil should go, or anything?
Well, Hell Witch is, you know, she's got more. You know, the reins are a little bit more free on her because that's just her character. I mean, she's just this kind of, you know, more seductive kind of, you know, tempter. So I know I can always push the envelope a little bit more on her. So if I had to level it, you know, you've got, as far as like, you know, content wise, sexiness, which you can go is like, you know, La Muerta is down here and probably Lady Death, and then Hell Witch would be up here. And you always want to keep the artwork true to the character, true to their personality, and not have them doing anything that's out of character.
Check it out. We've got Joel Gomez watching as well.
Wow.
Yeah, what's up?
Hi, Joel. Miss you. Joel, can I just say, is like an absolute, like, a master at drawing and art and everything. I absolutely love watching some of his live drawings that he does, because he throws ink and washes and it just all comes together and makes like this beautiful image. I always, you know, kind of say that there's like there's people who draw and then there's like artists, and like I think he's one of those like artists where like you could take his stuff and like put it in a gallery. It's so layered, and I love just like looking at it and trying to dissect it. I'm like, okay, how does he do this? How can I do this? His stuff is quite fantastic, and I think it's only gotten better and better over the years too.
I love hearing artists critiquing or like enjoying other artists, because Joel did the same thing when he was here. Joel Gomez, the series artist of La Muerta, when he was here, he's looking at the covers for the Kickstarters and describing like Dan Mendoza, and he was like really like enjoying the colors and like how he was doing it and just the lush background. So it's really neat to hear an artist taking another artist, because like, you know, just as from my point of view, just as a non-artist seeing it, you're just like, oh, that's great. You don't know why it's great unless you actually create art as well.
Yeah, but there's just something about like, because he's like in the line of artists like, I'm gonna just butcher his name. It's Sykowicz, Liam Sharp, even, you know, Mahfoud, in a way, this like high energy drawing, and it has so much just kinetic movement in it, and it's just fantastic.
Oh yeah. So okay. Speaking of different styles, so you have like you went from the pinup art to the boob cannon style. I don't even know what you call that, but then you have this classy style right here of I don't even know. I forget what we call that one, but yeah, that one sold out once again. Harrigan knocking it out of the park always. But this artwork is just another. I'm like, yeah, it's just amazing, like the different styles that you can pull off. And
yeah, like this was another one that, you know, like I said, Brian really kind of let me just kind of run last year and do a lot of like really different creative, you know, explore, you know, things creatively. And this is one of those times where I was like, I wanted to do something just like this more kind of like painterly approach to it, where it's not like completely like refined and just and it came out really cool. I really it's real, like I said, real simple, kind of, you know, elegant, and I really enjoy the way that how this one came out. I didn't obsess over this one as sometimes like I do over other ones. I just kind of let it be as.
Mm. Oh, you're back.
I just lost my. Are you there?
Yep. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm having problems with my earbuds. So, okay, I can hear you now.
All right. Let's see. Let's take a look. Let's see. We got a couple more minutes here. Hey, once again, I want to thank you so much for joining us, Dave. We know that you're super busy. You got a ton of things on your plate. So thank you for taking the time and sharing yourself with everybody.
Oh, always, man. It's always great to see everybody.
Yeah, the Fiends of Sworn Nation, they are very appreciative of all the artists here at Coffin, and everyone's so generous with their time. This is coming.
I appreciate all of, you know, all the Fiends, and I mean, Sworn Nation. There's no other nation like Sworn Nation. That is for sure. Sworn Nation is best nation.
So the True American Reject here is talking about thinking of what a La Morta tape comic cover would look like, being more reserved. Probably making the jacket of total not flex tape, seeing if it can take a lot of damage. So I guess an
idea, if I was just thinking about something like that, what I would probably do is obviously keep her more covered and everything, but and actually maybe even make it, you know, I'm just thinking out loud, make it even more graphic looking, not a lot of rendering, but maybe with her chest, the black tape makes up a sugar skull on her body, but the way the rendering is, it's like, you know, it's you know, you got working with negative space, so you got like, you know, black and white, so it's more of like a kind of like a poster kind of design kind of thing. I just thinking off the top of my head. Once you mentioned that, that's just kind of what popped into my head.
Interesting. Well, thank you for taking us on that tour of how you look at that. So, okay, we got a couple more minutes. Anyone else have any last-minute questions for Mr. Harrigan before he jumps away? Hey, I want to also remind you, once again, David Harrigan is going to be at Tucson Comic-Con, and with Brian Pulido and the Coffin crew, because we're going to have a booth there. We're going to celebrate 15 years of Coffin Comics. It's going to be amazing. Labor Day weekend. Get your plane tickets now. Just drive out. Come on out. America's Friendliest Convention is going to be amazing. And I can't wait to see all the exclusives we're going to be unleashing for that weekend.
It's going to be lit, yo.
I like what you're doing here with the spikes on her top. That's nice.
Oh yeah, gotta have spikes and chains, spikes and chains. It's like chocolate and bacon. Just makes everything better.
Yeah, I agree with Sean Hardy here, saying that looks pretty sweet. I do agree. I do agree.
And this is so when it comes to like designing like outfits, this is like totally stream of consciousness. I'm obviously I would probably go back and revise a lot of this to make. But this is kind of like what I do when I'm coming up with ideas for covers and everything. I'm like, okay, what would this costume look like? How would this work? How would this fit together? So, and then it would go through about 3 or 4 more revisions before I get to something that, so I would really like. So this is probably what I would consider a first pass on something.
Wow.
Give her some more spiky crotch spikies. And little spikies.
Amazing. Well, cool. I guess we'll, 4:31. Look at that. You did all that, not even in a full half hour, because you started probably like 20 minutes or less doing that. Just been talking. Amazing. So cool to see you do that live. And thank you for sharing. Thanks for coming up with the idea and making that possible.
Oh, yeah. No worries, man. It's always good to see you guys and hang out. Sorry, I'm like talking over here. I've got like, I see Jimmy over here and then the camera's over here. So,
well, any final words before we let you go?
No, I mean, just again, thank you guys all for the continued support, continued following of Coffin Comics, and I really hope to see you guys out at Tucson Comic Con. Glad I can finally say that now that I'll be at Tucson Comic Con. That's probably going to be my last show for the year. And what a great way to end it. It's going to be the 15th anniversary of Coffin Comics. So yeah, hope to see you guys out there. And again, you guys are all amazing. I love watching all your commentary online. I may not comment much on Sworn Nation, but I do read a lot on Sworn Nation. So you guys are a hoot.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, Sworn Nation, it's just like some of the best comments. Everyone's like, little Josh and
yeah, these guys are these young pups. I tell you, man, they got a great sense of humor, and I love seeing some of the memes and stuff that people come up with.
So funny. Yes, it's super creative and love it. All right, folks, I guess that'll be it. Wrap it up. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Yeah.